Uppy from AMH TV here with Kyle from Real Friends.
Hi.
Thanks for chatting with us here at AMH TV. How's your day going so far?
Good. We've been playing at 11:30, so which is cool because we're done early and we get to chill and just eat food and watch bands. So I'm happy.
Yeah, party for the rest of the day.
Yeah, and enjoy the weather. This is great. I just can't get over the weather. It's weird to look at my phone and be like, February, and it's like wearing shorts. It's really weird. So.
This makes no sense. Yeah, that's awesome. You've just finished recording your first full length,
Yes.
is that right?
Yeah.
Is there a name for that yet?
We don't really have like there's like tentative titles, but not really. We're kind of just letting it kind of sink in and everything. Yeah. So.
What are your tentative titles?
I don't know. I think it's kind of too early to share that. Just nothing. I don't want to say something and then it's like, oh, we came up with something way better. You know what I mean? So
Okay.
yeah.
What can fans expect from it?
I am just really proud of the new record. The fact that there's a lot more dynamic on it. Like I felt like with our last releases, like songs were either like up here with energy or like really down here, and I feel like now we were able to get through like one song and showcase all of that stuff. Like there's parts that are like really high energy and there's parts where we kind of drop out, and it all like dynamically makes sense because I think as we grow as a band, we grow as songwriters and we try to define those like dynamics, which I think is really important. As I get older and I listen to all the records that I love and hear bands progress, there's always that dynamic and like which keeps you interested. You know what I mean? Because if you're just listening to the same thing over and over, then you get bored. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So and it keeps it interesting for the fans and interesting for us as writers.
Yeah, cool. What were the most rewarding parts for you in the writing process?
Just kind of hearing the growth of the band and like listening back. We like demoed all the songs out and just hearing like, wow, like, you know, like we've actually like grown as writers and grown as musicians and just with subject matter even just like kind of gotten past like certain things. So it's really cool to like sit back and look at like that big picture and see it all change in front of your eyes and actually like hear it as records keep coming, you know. So just the change of it really.
Yeah, must be a bit surreal.
Yeah. It's really great because we started this band, we didn't think anything would ever come of it. You know, it was just kind of like, oh, this is fun. We like the music. I don't know if we'll write more or whatever. You know, that's kind of the attitude we went in with it, and now it's like just so much bigger picture, and it's like really cool to see progression.
Yeah, of course. Congrats on the AP cover as well.
Oh yeah.
How was that? And how did that play out? I guess.
It was cool. I mean, like we were asked to be on it. Well, our singer Dan is on it, but yeah, we were just asked, like, which I think is awesome because it was like the most anticipated bands, you know, like 100 bands, and it was just like to be in that list is awesome, and then to be like, you know, kind of pushed up to the front cover is just like I don't know, like we saw the cover and I was just kind of like almost like just like had to sit down for a minute. I'm like, wow, this is crazy. Like I grew up like I used to have like a subscription to it and like reading it all the time. That was like my magazine that I read, and it was like to see like my band's name on the cover. It was just one of those like bucket list things.
Yeah.
All right, cool.
That's sick.
Yeah.
Okay. So what's your worst gig injury?
I actually am always dealing with. I have like this like cut I always get because I play bass. So like I'm like always like playing, and it just never ends. I mean, like we were off tour for like a month, and like it was totally healed. And then we played the first show yesterday, and back again. I'm just like, so I need to wear like a sweatband.
Ailments of
Yeah. Yeah.
It's funny you were saying that you've come so far as a band, I guess. What was your first job, and now how would you tell your bosses that you're in Australia playing a festival?
Well, actually, my bosses know because I grew up. My family had a family business, a garden center actually, and that was my first job. So all my old bosses know that I'm here because all my old bosses are my family. So yeah.
That makes it easy. What animal would you be if you had to choose?
An animal.
And why?
Probably, yeah, it's probably cliche, but probably like a bird, you know. I always envied my dog though, like when I was in high school, it'd be like 7 a.m., like, going to the bus or going to school, whatever, and your dog's just sitting there. I was always like, I envy you, but I don't envy him now, because I'm in Australia, so.
Yeah, you got the weather, he's got the snow. What's your favourite food from down here? Have you been down here before? Actually?
No, this is our first time. I mean, like, I haven't really experienced the food down here, I guess. I mean, I've eaten the catering, so that was pretty much it. I did experience, where are we, Sydney? Right? Yeah,
Sydney.
Yesterday we were walking around Sydney trying to get food and nothing was open, so that made me sad.
Sorry.
So I ate lots of chips.
We don't eat down here. Speaking of catering, is catering good? I just want to know.
Yeah, I mean, it's good. It's good, yeah.
I just wondered what it's like.
Yeah, nothing crazy, but it's cool. Yeah, I'll take it. It's free.
It's free.
You gotta accept it if it's free.
It's true. What's your first festival and your first gig, and where were they? Like when? How
Like
old were you?
first festival as in like
You
that I
went to.
attended.
Yeah.
Warped Tour, I believe. Yeah, I was 15. Yeah, and I just remember like going there. And I talk about this a lot. I remember going there and seeing all these bands and thinking like, wow, these bands are on tour, and just imagining like them as like these huge like superstars. Like even the bands that there's 50 kids watching them. Yeah, they're on tour, and now to be in that position is just weird. But like it kind of gives you a reality check where like we're all normal people. I think from us even to Green Day, who's headline, I think when it comes down to it, we all wake up and look in the mirror. We're all normal people.
Yeah.
And so it's kind of cool. So yeah, that was my first one, and then first gig as an ever like that I ever played. Is that what?
First gig you went to?
Oh, this is a good one. Spice Girls.
Nice.
Yeah, because my sister and all of her friends wanted to go, and my sister's older than me, and my mom took them all, and she couldn't get a babysitter, so I just went, and I remember that, and I mean I don't regret it. It's a funny story for times like this.
I mean, most people haven't seen Spice Girls, so that's pretty sick.
Yeah, it was interesting.
Back in
Yeah.
the heyday.
Yeah, no, it was back in the day, and it was like you're like a little kid, so I wasn't looking at them like, oh, they're hot, like me now. I'd be like, oh yeah, this pretty hot chicks, but like so back then it was just kind of like I don't want to be here, but now I think about it, it was fun.
Yeah. My first gig is embarrassing. It was like one of the Australian Idol winners.
Oh, okay.
I had the biggest crush on him, and now I found out he's gay, so I was like, that's even worse.
You don't have a chance.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Well, I'll get over it one day. Okay, what's your first instrument? So, which bass, I guess?
Yeah, bass,
where
yeah.
you got it, and what it looked like?
I got it. I still have it. We actually used it on some of the demos. It's awful, but it was the only bass that I had on hand. But we used it for the demos of our new songs. And it's like an Ibanez like bass that came in like a starter pack with like a little amp. And I still have the amp too, and I actually use it. I'm gonna get a new practice amp when I get home because this is totally blown. I got it when I was like graduated from 8th grade. It was my graduation. Because I started playing because one of my friends played guitar and another played drums. Like, we need a bass player. And I was like, okay. And they're like, yeah, it's the easiest instrument. So I was like, okay, all right,
There's only
we'll try
4 strings,
it.
5 max.
Yeah. It's like there's only 4 strings, and you just kind of play with the guitars playing. I was like, okay, and yeah, that's how it kind of all started.
Here you are.
Yeah, here I am now.
Do you have that guitar still? Bass?
Yeah. I still have it. It's a bunch of stickers all over it. So yeah.
My first guitar's stickers all over it too.
Yeah.
I think it's a phase, everyone goes
It is
through,
a
right?
phase.
It's
It is a phase. Yeah.
Okay, what's your best joke?
Best joke? I always use the same joke. I always say, how do you get Pikachu on a bus? Do you know Pikachu? Pokemon. Yeah. I always say that, and it's like a really bad joke, but it's like so bad that it's funny.
It's a dad
So, yeah.
joke.
Exactly, a dad joke.
It's a dad joke. Hey, is that a koala on your arm?
Yeah, it is.
That's sick.
Yeah. It's album art from a band. This band called Owen. It's one of my favorite bands, like very acoustic, kind of sad, chilled out, like emo music. And this is just on the cover of one of his albums, so I got it on my arm when I was like 21. So.
Very fitting down here, hey?
Yeah.
I have a tiger.
Oh, nice. Oh, we're kind of like matching.
We're like animal pet buddies. Have you had any strange or cool interactions with fans? Or?
We actually had fans like waiting at the airport for us, like when we landed. So that was kind of cool. Like we don't deal with that in America. I mean, like we can play a show like at a venue and go to like a mall right next to the venue or something, and there's like no one knows who we are. You know what I mean? But it's like here we come here, and it's like this kid just seemed very invested and interested. Which I think is really cool. I can respect that. It's cool to see like all the hard work that we put into this band and everything. It's like for kids to be like really stoked about it is really cool. It's like we love our American fans, but I feel like they get kind of spoiled by having two. Like I mean, we play there's times that we play certain cities in the U.S. like 3 to 4 times a year. You know what I mean? It's like here, like we don't know when we'll be back here. You know? So.
We get like one big festival every year, so I think everyone kind of really looks forward to that experience.
And I respect that. I think that's awesome.
Yeah, that's awesome. Anyway, thank you so much for having a chat with us.
Thank you.
Hope you had a really good set. And we'll see you soon, hopefully.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.